I have a spinal cord injury, right? I have a disability. When I was 17 years old, I was in a car accident, crushed the disc in my spine, changed my world, right? Did a 180, right? The ability to walk and all that, seriously impeded. Changed everything, right? I am what they call a paraplegic. What I want to go into is Elon Musk and this new device he's come with called Neuralink. Neuralink is a brain implant. It's a chip.
According to Neuralink, your brain cells are kind of like electrical wiring, and rather than just having neurons sending electrical signals, those signals could be sent and received by a chip. Elon Musk unveiled Neuralink's implantable brain chip, the Link version 0.9. It's a brain-computer interface designed to be implanted directly into the brain by a surgical robot. Same-day surgery without a big incision or general anesthesia.
You remove about a coin-sized piece of skull, and then you can just walk around right afterwards. It's pretty cool.
The chip plugs into your brain directly via tiny microscopic threads. They're about 1/20th of the width of a human hair, and they connect with the neurons in your brain to receive and send electrical signals.
And this chip is going to allow an individual to not only interface with devices, phone, computer, the Starlink, this satellite-like system he's planning on starting to. You can go look into that.
It has an all-day battery life, wireless charging, and it's designed to wirelessly connect to your phone via Bluetooth with a range of 5 to 10 meters. And the whole thing, the chip, the surgery, the full cyborg experience, will start off expensive, but Musk says it'll hopefully eventually only cost a couple of $1,000s.
Also, they're looking at this device curing blindness, depression, addiction. They say in the future even brain damage. And they're talking about quadriplegics and paraplegics. Going as far as, they say, with the brain implant in the brain and in the affected area of the spine where the signals aren't really getting through, and some, training and rehab, a paraplegic will regain the ability to walk.
There was talk of curing blindness by implanting the link in the visual cortex, treating mental health conditions like depression, anxiety, and addiction, connecting the link to a heads-up display so you could walk around like the Terminator. And then there were basic ideas like, telepathy, replaying your own memories, superhuman vision, and the ability to see ultraviolet light. Oh, and connecting your brain and uploading it into a robot.
I mean, this is obviously sounding increasingly like a Black Mirror episode. Everything that's encoded in memory, you could upload. You could basically store your memories as a backup and restore the memories. And ultimately, you could potentially download them into a new body or into a robot body. The future is going to be weird.
I know. Y'all probably thinking, mark of the beast.
It is possible that the technology we are seeing today represents the beginning stages of what may eventually be used as the mark of the beast. It is important to realize that a medical implant chip is not the mark of the beast. The mark of the beast will be something given only to those who worship the Antichrist. Having a medical or financial microchip inserted into your right hand or forehead is not the mark of the beast. The mark of the beast will be an end times identification required by the Antichrist in order to buy or sell, and it will be given only to those who worship the Antichrist.
No, I don't want no chip in my brain. Trust me, I feel you. But at the same time, maybe you don't know what it's like to be paralyzed. Maybe you don't know. And I personally, it wasn't like I was born in this condition. This is something that happened to me as a young man. So you just have no idea what people with paraplegia go through, physically and mentally. I mean, it affects my dreams. Like I don't really have, ever since this has happened to me, and this happened to me when I was 17. 1992. I don't have good dreams. I have dreams about not being able to walk and being in these situations where I can't protect myself or save myself. They're basically nightmares. Sometimes they're not that dramatic, but it's still a bad dream. Or I'm having a dream where I can walk and I can run, and I'm running probably the whole dream, but I'm getting nowhere. I'm running for my life, but I'm getting nowhere. Do you see the kind of symbolism in that? You know, it's very difficult. You have no idea what I would give to be able to take a walk with my sons, to be able to carry a bag in the house for my mother, for my wife, to be able to stand and have a two-step slow dance with my wife, or take a walk down the street, the beach, to just, I'm not even talking about running and all the physical stuff, just being able to stand around with my homies and chop it up. You have no idea how difficult it is to do the most basic of things from a wheelchair, and how that affects you mentally. So I'll be lying to you if I told you that that chip is pretty appealing. Now, they've just been approved for human trials. So I believe it's next month or in July, they're starting human trials. And now, I ain't no dummy. If I do think this all out and I decide to do it, I don't want to be a part of the human trials. I don't want version 1. It's no different than when you buying any electronic device. You normally don't want version 1, you know, or you want them to come with an update first, right? You want them to work out them initial bugs and kinks, right? You know, you want them to work that out, you know, because there is some some bad things that can happen. One of the things I read is that if it's not implanted properly, you know, that could lead to an infection. You don't want no infection in your brain, you know. Then I have these conspiracy theory thought jokes in my head, like, okay, what if they be able to shut my ass off? You know, what if I miss a bill or payment or something? I'm just talking to somebody, man. I'm just like, yeah. Oh, God. Damn. Hey, man, cash out me $50 real quick so I can pay these bills, man. These motherfuckers to shut me off, man. Real quick. All right, man. God damn. You know, I'll be thinking about that. Like, what if they had the ability to just shut a nigga down? Just, you be trying to... Oh, did I pay that bill? God. That would be some cold-blooded wouldn't it? So I got my dumb fears and all that, too. But... sometimes, you know, people want to bring religion and all kind of things when they think about what man is doing and, you know, where we're going. And sometimes I tell myself personally, you know, this is all part of the plan of the divine, the creative force and source behind all this, God, if you will. This is obviously the natural progression of this thing. Sometimes I think if man wasn't supposed to be doing these things, he wouldn't. It's going to always be pros. It's going to always be cons. But if you can imagine how many lives this is going to change. I know, mark of the beast, blah, 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 blah. You're not blind. You don't suffer from depression or addiction. You don't have any kind of neurological injuries like autism or ARND that affects people from birth. It affects your ability to learn, affects your behavior, affects your decision making, your ability to choose friends and make good decisions for yourself and be able to get a job and take care of yourself and find a mate for yourself, start a family. You have no idea what that's like. And things like this, you know, in time, when we really get it together, it's going to change lives. So I'm not gonna lie, man. It's tempting. Neuralink is tempting. They talk about the cost. They say it's gonna be about between $1,000 and $3,000, about 3 racks. Affordable. Then they even talk about it. At some point, it'll be able to integrate with ChatGPT and Can you imagine, instead of taking up all this time trying to craft the perfect prompt, to just think it and into Chat GPT, and Chat GPT just boom? This could be life changing. And not only did he say he came up with it, for all the benefits that it could do for people, as far as medical conditions, but he also looked at it as a way. Elon talked about how this could be one of the only ways that man will be able to compete with AI, because AI is finna be out of here beyond it. What our brain is doing is kind of already there. So this is going to be a way for man to have supercomputing power mixed with our own abilities. Can you imagine the things that's going to come out of that? I believe it's going to be some bad. I believe some people going to get hurt. But I believe it's probably going to do more good than harm. So it's very interesting to me, this Neuralink. Then he has this plan, this company, this program called Starlink, where he plans to wrap thousands of these small satellites around the whole planet, and it will allow everybody on planet Earth, no matter where they are, to get internet access. And he said it's going to cost about, I think it's supposed to be like $100 a month, something like that. But the world is a changing, man. And sometimes, we need to get on board. People are so scared of some of the advances we have in medicine and science. Don't let this world leave you behind. All of these things aren't evil and bad, We're at a time where if you choose to, and you take in the new data and information and take care of yourself, we have the potential, we should be living longer at this point, And it's sad that we seeing all these young deaths, but it's mostly because we do nothing with all this information we consume. We do nothing with it. They've broken down health to a point. Come on now. It's all been broken down. You could use Chat GPT to formulate you a health plan. I've done it. There's really no excuses no more. We could actually be living longer if we wanted to. And that's going to happen over time. And we're scared of these things, but when I think about it, maybe because I've always been a sci-fi kid, this is a moment that I dreamed about when I was a kid. It really is. So I'm not saying I'm going to do it, but I might get that chip, man. And then it'll interface with Starlink. Only thing that bugs me out about Starlink, feel me on this, y'all. I don't know if y'all, into the Terminator, all the old Terminator movies. Starlink, Skynet, So I get it. We can all say, oh, they've been telling us, they warned us, and we so stupid, they finna take over the world, they finna, the Illuminati and the Bilderbergs and the Trilateral and the One World and blah, 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 blah. I personally, as much information as I've consumed about all that crap, at this age, at this point, when you really realize that your life is your life, I really could give a squirt of pee about any of that stuff, even if it exists. Illuminati, Trilateral Commission, blah, blah. I just don't care. I gotta live this life. I gotta take care of my family and live this life and find some joy and do things that make my life feel meaningful and purposeful. Like, that's where I'm at now. I get it. As you get older, just do what you gonna do, and let the chips fall, man. So yeah, I'm interested in Neuralink. I'm interested. I'm curious. I'm interested, but I got enough good sense to say, let me just hold out a little longer, because like I say, I have a spinal cord injury, and right now it impedes my ability to walk. I'm a wheelchair user. You have no idea how life-changing that would be for me, man. You have no idea. It would change every facet of my life, physically, spiritually, mentally, and for the better. I believe, if it does what they say it does. So, man, let me know what you think about Elon Musk and this brain chip, Neuralink. I'll leave a link to some videos in the website. because someone else might be watching, and they're actually allowing people to sign up for the trials. They have a patient registry because they got FDA approval for human trials. Somebody may be bolder than me, or maybe in more of a dire situation than I am, and would be willing to give it a try. Elon, out of his own mouth, said if he was in a situation where he had a loved one, I believe they asked him like his grandchild or something like that, was in a situation and that chip would help, would he, as it is, the design he has right now, would he, as it is, use that chip to, to help his loved one? And he was like, absolutely. Sounds good, he said he would do it right now. This is without the human trials. He believed that it's ready to go right now. Sounds good, man. But let's see what happened with these human trials, man. Let's see what goes on. Hey, that's just something I wanted to tap into. I know it ain't hip hop, but it's very interesting to me. Because when you think about it, can you imagine having a brain implant and can you imagine coming up with rhymes in your head? That dope shit that you come up right on spot and instantly, boom, it's jotted down. Can you imagine being able to make beats, be able to come up with melodies? That the stuff that's going on in your head never comes out into the real world the way you hear it in your head. Can you imagine actually being able to accomplish that? That's amazing. That's amazing. Neuralink, let me know what you think. Would you try it? Would you? Is it the mark of the beast? Or is it just technology and man growing and figuring it out? Let me know what you think, man. I'm your brother Insight. Excuse me, this is Scheme TV. Y'all rock with your boy. I got a little background noise going on, so that's what's throwing me off right now. I wanted to give you a quality video, but I got some background noise going off. Y'all excuse me. Hey, rock with your boy, man. Stay tuned for another one. I'm out of here, y'all. Scheme TV. Peace.